number 2, Braylon Rayson. Also at guard, 6'4", 185, a senior from St. Louis, Missouri, number 4, Rayshawn Simmons. At forward, 6'6", 215, a senior from Normal, Illinois, number 10, Austin Stewart. At forward, 6'8", 220, a senior from Cadillac, Michigan, number 34, John Simons. And in the middle, 6'11", 225, a sophomore from Addison, Michigan, number 24, Luke Meyer. The Chippewa was coached by Keno Davis. Now the Pepsi starting lineup for your Milwaukee Panthers, brought to you by Pepsi. Live for now. At guard, 5'9", 175, a junior from Waukegan, Illinois, number 1, Jordan Johnson. Also at guard, 6'4", 210, a junior from Waukegan, Illinois, number 2, Akeem Springs. At forward, 6'6", 200 pounds, a junior from Stoughton, Wisconsin, number 34, Austin Arians. Also at forward, 6'8", 230, a senior from Urbandale, Iowa, number 31, Matt Tybee. And in the middle, 6'10", 225, a senior from Broadhead, Wisconsin, number 23, J.J. Panoski. Panthers coached by Rob Jeter in his 11th season in Milwaukee. Assistant coaches Chad Boudreau, Sharif Chambliss, and Chris Hill. The director of basketball operations is Alan Hansen. Video coordinator Doug Lewis, the certified athletic trainer, is Brandon Wells. And your managers on this trip, the veteran Brett Regals and the youngster Andrew Ahola. We are all set, ready to go. Action forthcoming in the 7th place game for the Gulf Coast Showcase. We've certainly had a good time down here. I mean, who wouldn't have a good time? It's a beautiful area. First time I've ever been to the Fort Myers, Estero, Naples area. Good to see our friend Bud Haiti, who doesn't live far from here. He and his wife Beth came for the game on Monday. But it's a big game for Milwaukee, and they'd like to get out of here with at least one win. And I think they feel like, for the most part, they've played well enough where they could have won 1, maybe 2 games already. Panthers being introduced right now. Must be a thing for your last game where they play your entrance video from home, because they played the one for the Chippewas and they played the one for Milwaukee. And I hadn't noticed that they had done that the other games. Maybe they have. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to that. The officials are out. Chippewa's coming out in their road burgundy or maroon, maybe ultramaroon. Gold numbers, white border. Panthers in their familiar home whites. Black numbers, gold trim. Trim was the word I was looking for that I couldn't find here on day 3 of the Florida Gulf Coast Classic. Set to go. Panthers and the Chippewas. It'll be Meyer and Panoski to jump center. JJ with a very youthful look today. He had a goatee going for No Shave November. Apparently, No Shave November ended a little early for J.J. Panoski. He'll tip it back to Tybee. Panthers will start with it. Jordan Johnson across half court on the dribble. He'll leave it for Arians. Arians between the rings, left side. Tybee, 3-ball. Short. He was so hot in the second half yesterday in that overtime loss. Simmons down the floor, right side. Simmons with it. He'll give it up for Stewart. Austin Stewart, left side. That is a 3-ball good by Braylon Rayson. Rayson coming in, averaging 13.5 points, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Chippewas lead at 3-0. Nice entry pass that time from Johnson into Panoski. JJ brings the Panthers within a point. Panoski averaging 9.6 points, 6.3 rebounds a game. Stewart outside Rayson. Rayson left side. Now on the far sideline with it is Rayshawn Simmons. Simmons in the lane. Simmons and Simons. That won't be too confusing today. Foul's going to be on Panoski. JJ picks up his first. That's been the only issue for JJ in these 3 games, has been foul trouble. Stewart gives it up to Rayshawn Simmons. Simmons in the lane. Simmons past Panoski. A little bit of contact off glass and good. Rayshawn Simmons averaging 16.5 a game, 6.3 rebounds, 5.7 assists. Good player, good numbers. Left side Arians, 3, got it. Austin gets off to a hot start, averaging 15 a game, 38.3% from outside. Panthers tie it up at 5, about a minute and a half in. Simmons in the lane. Right side, first touch, Meyer. Nice little 15-footer for the big fella. Luke Meyer, 7.8 points, 3.8 rebounds coming in. 7-5 Central Michigan, 18:05 to go in the first half. Panoski right at the top. JJ further right to Jordan Johnson. Johnson dumps it inside. There's Springs. Springs cross court back to Panoski. He'll leave it in the corner for Arians. Austin dribbles out toward the top. 8 on the shot clock for Johnson at half court. Now he'll give it to Tybee. Tybee free throw line. Tybee leaning toward the basket. Did hit the rim. Loose ball. Panoski dives for it. Save attempt. Still loose. It's going to be taken by Simons. They'll come on the run. Simmons in the lane. Leaves it for Simons. He'll jack the 3. Got it. John Simons. Just 27.6% from outside coming in, but he drilled that one. Chippewas lead it by 5, 10-5. Out top is Tybee. Tybee on his right. There's Johnson. Johnson back to Arians near the top. Fakes to his left now, feeds left Panoski. JJ near the baseline. There's Tybee. He'll get the loose ball off glass, can't get it to go. Panthers have missed an inordinate amount of layups, and Tybee slow getting up for Milwaukee. Right side, 3 ball, no good. That was racing, but the loose ball gets taken away by Meyer and put in. Meyer with 4, they lead it by 7. 12-5. Panoski looked like he had secured the rebound. Meyer took it away. On the right side, Tybee. Tybee looking inside, little bounce feed. He'll find Arians, and they'll draw the foul. Was it a foul? It was a kick, I think, because Milwaukee's getting the inbound. Cody Wickman into the game. 6'5" junior from Pulaski. He's got it left to the top. Johnson over on the right for Springs. Springs near the baseline, Arians. Arians out top, Springs, 3 ball, off the heel. Loose ball, tipped out, Arians with it inside. He'll leave it in the corner. Scotty Tyler. Tyler for 3, won't go. First appearance this early for Scotty Tyler in a game. 6'6", out of Grafton. Out top is Stewart. Stewart right side, a lot of contact, won't go. Tyler high for the rebound for Milwaukee. On the right, on the run is Jordan Johnson. Johnson veering off to his left on the dribble. Panthers trail by 7. Just over 4 minutes in. Here's Wickman baseline. Cody off glass and good. Cody Wickman averaging 5 points, 3 rebounds a game coming in. Panthers back within 5. 15:38 to go here in the first half. There's Simmons, stop and start, a lot of contact. Wickman knocked it off of Simmons' knee and out of bounds. So Cody giving some energy here as the Panthers needed that. 15:30 to go in the first half. Officials timeout on the floor. It is Central Michigan 12, Milwaukee 7. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN. 15 and a half minutes to go here in the first. Panthers down 12-7. Some new faces out there now for Central Michigan. Duron Scott in the game, 6'9", 230, a sophomore from Grand Rapids. Also Josh Kaczynski, 6'4", 185, sophomore from Edwardsburg, Michigan. Also 23, I mentioned Duron Scott. Left side, 3-ball, Johnson won't go, rebound Simons. Here comes Simmons up the floor, cutting right side. He'll leave it for Rayson. Rayson underneath. Rayson throws it back out to Simons. Thought about the 3. He drives on Tyler. Now back to Simmons. Under 15 minutes to go. Panthers still down 5. Moving right with it, Simmons. He lost it. Tyler comes out of there with the loose ball. Up the right side, on the run. Springs to the hole and good. Hakeem Springs, 12.7 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists a game. Panthers back within 3, 12-9. 14:38 to go, first half. Here's Rayson off a screen by Scott, runs into Tyler. Now Rayson in the lane. Rayson, big jump step, up over Tyler, won't go. Tip in by Scott is goaltending. That basket will not count. Boy, Central Michigan certainly has some big bodies. Holy Moses. Scotty Tyler comes out after some good energy. Good minutes for Tyler. Panoski back in. 12-9 Chippewas. 14:27 to go. Now J.R. Lyle's going to come in. Lyle, senior out of Kansas City. He'll spell Hakeem Springs. (12-9) Central Michigan, 14:25 to go here in the first half. Johnson, left to the top. Wickman back on the right for Johnson. Johnson to Panoski between the circles. Left side, Lyle. Lyle thought about the shot back to Wickman. He'll jack the 3. Got it! That's what they wanted. Trainer Brandon Wells joked with Wickman on the way home last night that he no longer needed a left hand because he wasn't shooting enough. I think Cody took that to heart. Wickman with 5 already. Panthers tie it up at 12. Here's Rayson. Rayson cut off by Panoski. Right side with it, Kaczynski. He'll throw it in for Scott. Scott banging his way in, 23 versus 23. He's short on that layup, and the foul's going to be on Simons. John Simons picks up his first team foul on the Chippewas. So Milwaukee on a 7-0 run right now with the basketball. We're tied at 12. Johnson, right side. Panoski back to Johnson. Johnson on the left. There's Arians just inside the top. Jumper rattles out. Rebound Simons. On the run is Rayson. Rayson stop and start. Rayson to the hole. Won't go. Loose ball. Scott messed with the rim. Now with it, Stewart to the hole. Count it in the foul. Austin Stewart with 2, and I think that might be 2 on J.J. Panoski. Well, that was on Austin Arians. Arians picks up his first, second on Milwaukee. Arians and Wickman come out. Tybee back in, along with Hakeem Springs. So it's Springs, Tybee, Panoski, Lyle, and Johnson for Milwaukee. Another new face for Central Michigan, Corey Redmond, 6'6", 185, freshman from Boyne City, Michigan. Stewart to complete the three-point play, does so. Austin Stewart averaging 7.5 points, 5.3 rebounds a game. Back to a three-point lead for Central Michigan with 13:08 to go here in the first. Right side, Jordan Johnson. Got a call away from the ball. It was Kaczynski, I believe. No? Yes, Kaczynski. Jostling with Panoski. Josh Kaczynski picks up his first. Second on the Chippewas. Johnson will inbound just to our right of the Milwaukee basket. 13:03 to go in the half. Panoski with it. He'll give for Springs between the circles. Hakeem left side of the lane on the drive. That shot is blocked by Scott. Rebound Tybee. Tybee with the ball on the floor. Tybee throws it up. That's blocked. Loose ball off Tybee and out of bounds. A lot of contact on the inside. (15-12) Central Michigan. Rayson to bring it across. It's Rayson, Kaczynski, Redmond, Scott, and Stewart for the Chippewas. Pump fake, Stewart dribbles inside. Now he'll leave it for Scott. Scott banging on Panoski. And 3 seconds in the lane called on Scott. Well, JJ's gotten called twice for it so far, and Scott's gotten called for it. And I would venture to say that when these teams get back to their respective leagues, that no one will get called for 3 seconds in the lane the whole season. Johnson, left of the top for Springs. Springs, right side, Panoski, 3-ball. JJ, a bit long. Up high for the rebound is Scott. He is a big boy. Rayson, right side, jumper, not going to go. Rebound Redmond. Back outside Stewart, pumps the 3. He'll dribble in the lane. Stewart now underneath. Stewart a couple of shot fakes. Leaves it back outside Redmond. 22 on the shot clock. Rayson resets. They still lead by 3. Under 12 minutes to go. Rayson. On the left is Redmond. Now Scott near the baseline. Scott banging with Tybee. Still, runs Tybee over. And it's going to be offensive foul. Tybee with a little bit of a Ric Flair that time, but it worked. 11:48 to go here in the first half. It is Central Michigan 15, Milwaukee 12. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN. Panthers trailing by 3. 15-12 to Central Michigan. Lyle, left of the top. He'll give it to Johnson. Johnson in the lane. Johnson to the hole. Throw it up, count it, and the foul. The little fella in the land of the Giants with his first basket. 8.7 points, 8.4 assists per game for Jordan Johnson. On Rayshawn Simmons, his first, misses the free throw. Third on the Chippewas, fourth rather. 15-14, Central Michigan, 11:25 to go first half. Simmons, back to Simons, now out top with it, Meyer. Meyer, Stewart to Simons, past Tyler, cut off on the baseline. Almost knocked away by Lyle, 3-ball, Kaczynski got it. They are not bashful. They can jack the 3. Kaczynski averaging 8.5 points, 4 rebounds a game. They're up 4. Springs through some clutter. Little bounce past Tybee. Tybee hits Lyle heading toward the basket. Nice cut to the hole by JR, averaging 4.3 points, just over 2 rebounds a game. 18-16 Chippewas. 10:37 to go here in the first. Kaczynski, right side, Simmons. Simmons throws it down right side of the lane, Meyer. Meyer banging with Tyler. Meyer picks up his dribble back out to Kaczynski with 10. Now Simmons to the top. Rayshawn Simmons working on Tybee. Simmons, a little bit of contact, a little push off there. Simmons gets the basket. Rayshawn Simmons with 4. They're back up 4, 20-16. Tyler. Left side, Lyle, back to Tyler around Tybee. 3 ball. Got it! Tybee caught fire yesterday from 3. He had 29 points, 22 after halftime in the Panthers' loss. Milwaukee within 1, 20-19. 9:50 to go here in the first half. Stewart, left side Simons. He'll feed it in deep for Simmons. Simmons up over Springs. Nope. Rebound Tybee. Tybee up the right side on the run for Johnson. Johnson on the dribble, stops at the top, surveys. Now he'll move it over toward the Central Michigan bench, now back toward half court on the dribble. 9.5 minutes to go in the first. Panthers down a point. Springs for Tybee near the top. Left of the top, Lyle. JR jacks the 3. That won't go. Rebound Meyer. Simmons on the run. Simmons stops near the free throw line, back to Simons. Simons banging toward the baseline. He'll give it back to Stewart. Stewart near half court for Simmons. Simmons on Tyler. Simmons, nice crossover. He gets fouled. Scotty Tyler, well, if you're going to foul him, make it count. Tyler picks up his first. 3rd on Milwaukee. Rob Jeter with a point of parliamentary procedure over there, having a little chuckle with one of the officials. Our officials, the veteran Steve Skiles, friend of the program, also Terry Moore and Tony Green, as Simmons makes the first. Rayshawn Simmons with 1, or with 4, 5. I'll get it right eventually. Stewart comes out, Kaczynski back in. Kaczynski, Simmons, Simons, Rayson, and Meyer out there for the Chippewas. Milwaukee with Wickman, Tybee, Arians, Springs, and Johnson. Tybee the rebound off the miss. Panthers down 2, under 9 minutes to play in the first. Johnson across half court. Jody off a screen by Tybee to the right. Jordan Johnson underneath. Nice feed for Tybee in the lay-in. Matt Tybee with 5. Tied at 21. 8:40 to go. There's Simons. Rayson to Kaczynski. Simons at the top. Right side Simmons. Cut off on his way to the baseline. He pushed off again. Now he'll throw it out for Kaczynski for 3. Got it. Woo! Man, he looks like he's better than 29.4% from outside. Kaczynski with 6. They're back up 3. 24-21. Tybee to answer. Short. Here comes Simmons. Simmons in the lane. Simmons working. Simmons slipped. Simmons walked. Now Kaczynski for another 3. Nope. Rebound Wickman. Johnson out top. Bounce feed Tybee. Tybee spinning toward the basket. Tybee, loose ball, threw it away. Here comes Rayson, 2-on-2. Rayson in the lane. Rayson throws it up, it won't go. Meyer can't get it to fall. Loose ball, Wickman with it for Milwaukee. 2 Chippewas on the floor, Panthers on the power play. Johnson picks up his dribble. Rayson all over him. There's Tybee. Tybee in the lane. Tybee to the hole. And an offensive foul called on Matt Tybee. Tybee picks up his first. 4th on Milwaukee. Officials timeout on the floor. 7:23 to go here in the first half. It is Central Michigan 24, Milwaukee 21. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN.
Hello.
first half. Panthers down 3, 24-21. Rayshawn Simmons across half court on the dribble. He'll veer to his right. Simmons out top, Austin Stewart. Stewart back to Simmons on his right. 15 on the shot clock. Simmons looking. He finds Rayson. Rayson in the lane. Rayson to the hole. Nice drive for the little fella. Braylon Rayson with 5. They lead it by 5. 26-21. Shooting percentage is pretty even. Central, 47.4%. Milwaukee, 45. Baseline, Panoski. JJ banging his way in. He'll feed it down to Jordan Johnson. Out top, Wickman. 3-ball. Cody got it. Nice ball movement that time for Milwaukee. Cody Wickman, 8 points off the bench in this half. Panthers within 2, 26-24. Simmons at the top. Simmons free throw line. He'll lob it up for Scott. Scott throws it off the backboard. Won't go. Rebound Wickman. On the right side, Johnson throws it cross court. Arians long 3-ball. That a bit short. Simons gets the rebound. Rayson on the run. Rayson in the lane. Rayson, little fadeaway from 4. Got it. Rayson, blindingly quick. He's got 7. Johnson the other way. He'll draw the foul. Foul's going to be on Braylon Rayson, his first. 5th on the Chippewas. Jordan Johnson to inbound. Bounce feed in the corner for Lyle. Lyle dribbles his way out and out of the lane. JR with the lay-in, won't go. Boy, it hit every part of the rim and wouldn't fall. Rayson lost it briefly at half court. He'll get it back. Ooh, it looked like he might have tweaked something. Rayson is hobbling decidedly, unless that's just him playing possum, but it looked like he did something to his left thigh, perhaps. He's got it back. We'll keep an eye to see if he's all right. Scott, then there's Simmons, right side. Simmons 3 on the shot clock. Simmons baseline, little runner, won't go. Loose ball. Johnson comes out of there with it for Milwaukee. He'll feed it up to Lyle. JR with the jam. The senior from Kansas City, high in the air. Panthers within 2. 28-26. And a timeout for Rob Jeter. We'll stick around. Just want to remind you of other happenings today in college basketball. Another game going on, actually. This one is at the Battle for Atlantis. Washington and Gonzaga, that one in the first half. The Zags all over the Huskies right now, 29-15. Other games, one other game this afternoon in the top 25. In Maui, it'll be 13th ranked Indiana versus UNLV. Other Horizon League action coming up at 2 o'clock from Cancun. The Jackrabbits of South Dakota State taking on Gary Waters and the Cleveland State Vikings. One other Horizon League game coming up tonight. Youngstown State hosting Thiel at the Bigley Center. That starts at 6 o'clock. Here in Estero, Florida, 7th place game in the Gulf Coast Classic. Central Michigan a 28-26 lead over Milwaukee. Rayshawn Simmons brings it across for the Chippewas. He'll veer to his right. Now Simons out top, pumps the 3, steps inside, back out to Simmons. He'll leave it for Rayson. Rayson doesn't look hurt. Just inside the top, his jumper won't fall. Loose ball baseline. Simons had it. He'll save it, throw it high in the air. Meyer gets it for the Chippewas. Baseline Rayson underneath for Stewart. Stewart lost it out top. Now for Simmons, they're going to slow it down a little bit. Simmons to the baseline. Simmons underneath. They'll throw Simons right side 3. Got it. Second 3-ball for John Simons. They increase the lead to 5. 31-26. They've led by as many as 7. But they have led throughout. Wickman to Lyle on the left. Lyle, one dribble back to Panoski. Over in front of the Chips bench is Johnson. Johnson leaves it for Wickman. Wickman back to Jordan Johnson. 10 on the shot clock. 4 minutes to go in the half. Panoski backing his way in on Meyer. Puts it up, won't go. but he will draw the foul on Luke Meyer. First on Meyer. JJ will shoot free throws when we return. 3:56 to go in the first half. It is Central Michigan 31, Milwaukee 26. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN.
They say there's no place like home, but
Here in the first half from Estero. Central Michigan leading the Panthers 31-26 here in the 7th place game. J.J. Panoski to the line for Milwaukee. Makes the first. J.J. with 3. J.J. with 4. 3-point game, 31-28, Central Michigan. Rayshawn Simmons across half court on the dribble. Left side, John Simons. Now far sideline with it. Braylon Rayson. Simmons on the right. Kaczynski. Simons. Now Meyer with it far side. Baseline, Simmons banging his way in on Springs. He'll bring it back out on the dribble. Simons with 3 on the shot clock. 2. Simmons long 3. Not going to go. Rebound, Jordan Johnson. Good defense by Milwaukee. On the right side with it, Springs. Springs back to Tybee, around the horn, Johnson. Now Lyle, near side. Lyle baseline, no man's land, lost it. Simons on the run with Simmons. They do like to get out and run it. Simons pumps the long 3, steps inside, fade away from 18, won't go. Meyer the rebound off glass and good. Luke Meyer, nice energy play that time. He's got 6. Back to a 5-point game, 33-28. Johnson underneath. Johnson scoops for Panoski. JJ, count it in the foul. Oh, what a dime from the little fella that time. Foul is going to be on Kaczynski. He'll pick up his 2nd, 7th on the Chippewas. Jordan Johnson came in averaging 8.5 assists a game. He had 13 yesterday in the overtime loss to Duquesne. Panoski completes the 3-point play. JJ with 7 here in the first half. 33-30. It should be 33-31. There we are. 33-31, 2:40 to go here in the first half. Simmons, right side, Austin Stewart. Stewart. The free throw line, he'll leave it to Meyer now, back out to Rayson. Rayson with 5 on the shot clock, runs over Lyle. That's going to be a foul on JR. Lyle picks up his first, 5th on Milwaukee. Fresh 30 for the Chippewas, 2:21 to go here in the first half. Into the backcourt, inbound to Simmons. Simmons, right side, Meyer. Meyer back to Simmons. Near the top, Simons. Now far sideline racing between the rings, Meyer. Right side, Simons. Now Simmons with it. Simmons looking to dump it in deep for Stewart. Gets it baseline. Mouse in the house with Johnson. Stewart inside the free throw line. They'll pull it out to Simmons with 8. 7 on the shot clock. Rayshawn Simmons. Foul's going to be on Springs. And I think that there's probably folks at home and even the coaching staff a little bit upset about that. That little wraparound thing is legal this year. So Akeem Springs picked up his first 6 on Milwaukee. Simmons lobs it into the backcourt for Rayson. They'll get another 30. They're winning the time of possession battle on this possession. Holy cow. Rayson at the top. Rayson working on Arians. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Got it. Pretty slick. Brandon Rayson shooting over a taller player to get that. 9 points for Rayson in the first half. They're back up 4. 1:35 to go in the half. Austin Arians back to Tybee near the top. Left side, Lyle. Lyle to Springs. Springs to the free throw line. Feeds it back out for Lyle. Lyle pumps to 3. Dribbles to the lane. Leaves it for Johnson for 3. Right side. Off the heel. Won't go. Offensive rebound, Lyle. Panthers will reset with 1:17 to go in the half. Johnson directly toward the broadcast location. Now to the free throw line. Leaves it for Arians. Long 3. Austin. In and out. Rebound, Rayson. Up the left side is Simmons. Simmons throws it back to Rayson. Rayson to the free throw line. Back out to Stewart. A pump fake. Now Rayson with it. Rayson, pull up, 3 ball. Off the heel. Long rebound, Arians. Panthers will have it. About 14 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Lyle, 3. Off the heel, won't go. Rayson the rebound. They'll get it back now with about 7 seconds difference. Here's Simons. Simons got hit on the way by, no call. Stewart right side 3. Nope. Rebound Arians. Boy, I don't know how that wasn't a foul on Austin Arians, man. Unless they said that was incidental contact, and I don't think it was. So Panthers can hold it for 1, down 4. That is what Johnson will do here at half court. 8 seconds to go in the half. Johnson makes his move. Stops, looks, leaves Arians. 3 ball short. Rayson, they're going to get off a half-court shot at the end. Won't go. After 20 minutes of basketball, it is Central Michigan 35, Milwaukee 31. Halftime show coming up, brought to you by Qdoba. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN.
What comes to mind when you
a win. Central Michigan desperately needing one too, as they had not played very well in the first two games of this tournament. They are favored to win the MAC conference. The MAC, always tough every year, and I could see in the way that they've played today that they have that capability. Well, they had Pepperdine was actually a pretty decent game, but last night they had a rough time with Western Kentucky. They'll have the ball first. Austin Stewart in front of his own bench. A couple of dribbles back to Braylon Rayson. Now left side John Simons to Rayshawn Simmons. Simmons to Luke Meyer at the top. Right side Simons. Further right now to Rayson. 10 on the shot clock. Rayson toward the top. Bounce feed. Simmons. Simmons. Panther bench thought he walked. Right side. Rayson 3 in and out. Loose ball. Meyer gets it. Well, they're getting to a lot of loose balls. Left side, Rayson 3. Not going to go. Tipped up by Simons. That won't fall. Secured by Tybee. Tybee with his 4th rebound of the game. Springs. Back to Tybee. Tybee near the baseline for Panoski. JJ banging his way in on Meyer. JJ with the right hand and good. Panoski with 9. Panthers within 2. Simmons down the lane. Simmons veers left. He'll leave it for Stewart. Stewart dribbles inside the free throw line, spitting on Arians. Pump fake, throws it up, count it, and the foul. Austin Stewart with 5. That'll be 2 on Austin Arians. First foul of the half on Milwaukee. Stewart to the line to complete the 3-point play. Got it. Austin Stewart with 6. 38-33, Central Michigan, about a minute 20 in here in the second half. Tybee, left side, 1 dribble. He'll leave it for Springs to the free throw line. Akeem, couple of pump fakes, throws it back out to Tybee. Open 3 ball, short. Collected by Panoski. He'll leave it for Arians. Arians for 3. Got it! Austin Arians, and Tybee ended up on the floor, and they're going to get Meyer. Meyer shoved Tybee to the ground and ran off, but the officials saw it. So Arians gets the 3. He's got 6. And the Panthers are going to get the basketball back. That is a crucial mistake that time by Luke Meyer. Johnson the inbound. Lobs it in. Panoski. JJ out in the corner. Tybee back to Arians. Another 3. Got it! Oh, 2 in a row. He had a hard time finding the range in the first half. So far, so good here in the second half as the Panthers score 6 quick ones and get back into the lead at 39-38. On the baseline, Meyer. Nice touch for the big man. Meyer with 8. Left side, Johnson. He'll leave for Panoski. JJ off glass and good. Panoski with 4 in the half. 11 for the game. Panthers back up 41-40. Simmons ran into Tybee. Simons, 3 ball short. Loose ball. Panoski's got it. On the run, Jordan Johnson up the far side. He'll leave it for Tybee. Tybee left side of the lane. Tybee banging his way in on Simons. Tybee to the hole and good. Matt Tybee with 7. Panthers 43-40 lead. They trailed by 5 only moments ago. Milwaukee on a 10-2 run. Simons around left side. Simmons baseline. He got past Springs. That'll be a foul on Akeem. Springs picks up his second. Second of the half on Milwaukee. This is where a little bit of that dead leg is taken over, I think, with these guys. Rob Jeter sees that, and quickly J.R. Lyle is in for Akeem Springs. Simmons to Simons in the corner. Rayson. 43-40 Milwaukee, 17 minutes left. Rayson out top, Simons. Right side, Stewart. Stewart to the baseline. Stewart hanging in the air, and count it in the foul. It is going to be a block on Jordan Johnson. Jordy picks up his first. And Stewart with a chance at his second and one of the half already. And they can tie it up again. Short, well short on that one. Wow. Well, you figure they've got to be getting a little bit tired too, but a pretty good free throw shooter to airmail one. Holy cow. 43-42. 16:47 to go. Simons went for the steal. Tybee, he'll feed Panoski. JJ has a hard time getting a handle. Now banging his way in on Meyer. Up off the glass, won't go. Simons the rebound. Rayshawn Simmons across half court. He'll leave it for Rayson. Rayson, three ball, short. Tybee another rebound. Tybee has it picked. He gets knocked down. He'll draw the foul on Rayson. Rayson took the chance, shot for the steal, and drew the foul. Second on Rayson. Second of the half on the Chippewas. Kaczynski back. Rayson sits down. And also Deron Scott now back in for Central as Meyer takes a seat. Short rest for Akeem Springs. He'll spell Panoski. I think both these coaches are trying to preserve their regulars for the end of this game. 43-42, Milwaukee on top, 16:28 to go. Johnson at the top. He'll dribble right, leave it for Springs. Hakeem working on Simons, back outside Lyle. Lyle, left side of the lane, Tybee. Tybee, fade away from 10, got it. Matt Tybee, 4.5, 9 for the game. Panthers 45-42. Now Simmons around Tybee to the free throw line, right side, jumper, nope. Loose ball, Kaczynski, three, not gonna go. Simons gets the rebound. Central Michigan getting to a lot of loose balls. They've done it the whole game. There's Simmons. Simmons, not going to go, but he'll draw the foul on Lyle. JR picks up his first. Free throws when we come back. Rather, second on JR Lyle. 15:46 to go, second half. It is Milwaukee 45, Central Michigan 42. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN.
I had been having
Over 66 years of local retail excellence. They're the official menswear provider to Rob Jeter and Milwaukee basketball on Oakland Avenue in Shorewood. 15:46 left. The Panthers lead at 45-42. Rayshawn Simmons to the stripe for CMU. Makes the first. Simmons' first point of the half. He's got 6. Made them both. 45-44, Milwaukee a 1-point lead. Johnson across half court. It's Johnson, Tybee, Arians, Springs, and Lyle for Milwaukee. Hakeem with it near sideline. Couple of dribbles toward the top. He'll give it over to Johnson on the far side. Johnson works off a screen by Tybee to the free throw line, now to the hole. Jordy up off glass, won't go, but he'll draw the foul. Foul's going to be Rayshawn Simmons, his second. Third on the Chippewas. So Johnson to the line. Jody with 2 points in the first half. Misses the first. Johnson came in 86.4% from the line. He had free throws down the stretch to secure 2 of the 3 wins out in Santa Clara. Makes the second. 3 for Jordan Johnson. Panthers by 2. Up the floor quickly, Central. Oh, Austin Stewart, they got up the floor. That was one occasion where Milwaukee did not get back on defense, and they paid. Stewart with the jam. Stewart with 7.5, 10 for the game. Tied at 46. Here's Springs at the top. Springs leaves it for Jordan Johnson. Johnson to the free throw line. Johnson in the lane again. Johnson scoops it out for Tybee, and he got fouled by Simons. Simons picks up his second. So 2 on Simons, 2 on Kaczynski, 2 on Simmons, 2 on Rayson. Panthers inbound. 4th foul of the half on the Chippewas. Left of the top is Johnson. Fakes toward the left sideline. Now feeds left side of the lane. Tybee turn around, in and out. Rebound Simmons. Here they come. Simmons on the run. Stops at the free throw line. Leaves it for Kaczynski. Long 3. Not going to go. Scott the rebound. Tybee went down. Kaczynski underneath. Off glass. No. There's Arians with the basketball. Long outlet pass to Tybee. Tybee underneath. Can't get it to go. And now it'll be a foul over the back on Lyle. Or not. I thought they were going to get JR over the back. Must have been a very late whistle. No, they didn't call a foul at all. They just said that the ball went out of bounds. I thought they were going to get Lyle over the back for sure. Baseline jumper. Springs got it just inside the line. Hakeem with 4. Panthers lead it 48-46. There's Simmons. Simmons very active with that offhand. I'm wondering if these officials are going to take umbrage with that eventually. Simmons, a lot of contact again. There's Rayson. Rayson in the lane, up in the air. Simmons 3-ball. A bit long. Springs high for the rebound. Springs challenged at half court. Simons picks up the foul. And he doesn't think he fouled him, but that was just kind of a poor decision at that point. I mean, whether he fouled him or not, you kind of force the officials to make a call at that point, and probably 9 times out of 10, the offensive player is going to get credit for that. So Simons goes to the bench with 3 fouls. 48-46 Milwaukee with the basketball. Springs off glass and good. Count it in the foul. Hakeem will go to the line. Trying to see who they got the foul on for. Was it Scott? Well, they said it was on Corey Redden. Redden picks up his first. 6th on Central Michigan. Springs completes the 3-point play. He's got 5.5, 7 for the game. And Milwaukee now on top by 5, 51-46. Thirteen and a half minutes left. There's Simmons between the rings. Left side, Rayson. Rayson to Simmons near sideline. One dribble toward the arc. Now Simmons in the lane. Simmons lobs it back for Meyer. Meyer with the right hand. Won't go. Loose ball. Springs has it for Milwaukee. Across half court, there's Wickman. Back to Springs. Springs to the baseline. Springs finds Lyle. JR for 3. Short. Loose ball underneath. Goes out of bounds. It is going to be Milwaukee basketball because I think it landed on Meyer when he was out of bounds. So the Panthers get it back up 5. Just under 13 minutes to go, 12:59. Panoski takes the inbound. He'll take it baseline. JJ off the glass and good. Count it in the foul on Meyer. JJ Panoski with authority to the hole. He's got 13. Meyer's got 2 fouls. And just like that, if JJ Panoski makes this free throw, the Panthers can take an 8-point lead. Now, what's the call? Well, the Panthers lose that free throw. Was it because J.R. Lyle came into the circle? I'm not sure exactly what the call was there, but either way, the Panthers, it acts as a lane violation on Milwaukee, so they lead it by 7, 12:50 to go. Rayshawn Simmons at half court. Right side of the lane. Simmons stops. Simmons spins off glass and good. Pretty nice move by Rayshawn Simmons. He's got 9. 3-point game, 53-50. Wait a minute. Wasn't it just 7? Out top, Panoski. JJ spinning toward the hole. Count in the foul, another and one for JJ Panoski. Now they won't get any kind of a snafu on the free throw, of course. Foul's going to be Luke Meyer, and Meyer picked up his 4th. Wow. Big play that time on both levels as now Meyer and Simons. Well, Simons is back in with the 3 fouls. But the 2 featured bigs for Central Michigan, both in some foul trouble. Panoski makes the free throw. JJ was 16. Panoski comes out, Tybee back in. It's Tybee, Wickman, Lyle, Springs, and Johnson for Milwaukee. Simons, Rayson, Simmons, Scott, and Stewart for Central Michigan. 56-50, Milwaukee leading it by 6. Rayson to the lane. He'll leave it in the corner for Simmons for 3. Short, long rebound for Lyle. Panthers hustle it up the floor. Lyle at the free throw line. He'll scoop it back to Wickman. Thought about the 3, instead back to Johnson. We're under 12 minutes to go. Milwaukee leading it by 6. On the right side, Akeem Springs. Now right at the top, Tybee. Bounce feed over to Johnson. Jordan Johnson to the baseline. Jordy, no man's land, scoops it out to Tybee. Left side. Now Wickman for 3, in and out. Duran Scott the rebound, and he threw it away. Scott on the outlet. A little bit long for Braylon Rayson. Officials timeout, 11:29 to go, second half. It is Milwaukee 56, Central Michigan 50. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN. The Panthers take on the Badgers. That'll be on the Big Ten Network, an 8 o'clock start time on December 9th at the Kohl Center. Road Ahead brought to you by Pick and Save, where Wisconsin shops for groceries. Tonight's game powered by We Energies. Find energy-saving tips, tools, and resources at WeEnergies.com. And everybody is at the table. So this is never good news, as we know. We have two of the officials. We have Keno Davis, the head coach. We have Al Hansen. Now, Al Hansen is the director of basketball operations. So I wonder what his involvement in all this is. Now Keno Davis and Chad Boudreau with an exchange. Those two, of course, very familiar with each other. Keno, of course, son of Dr. Tom Davis, was an assistant at Southeast Missouri State for a time. Then ended up taking over at Drake when his dad retired. After his dad came out of retirement to coach Drake. Had a successful season at Drake. Took the job at Providence. And now is at Central Michigan. So we're all familiar with Keno. I have no idea what they're looking at. And what they've been doing sometimes here at the tournament is showing whatever they're looking at on the Jumbotron. I don't know if this is trying to decide whether something was a 3 or not, or trying to decide, I don't know. I have no idea what they're looking at. As I said yesterday, I'm a proponent of replay in every sport. I think you should get it right. This is the kind of stuff that makes people hate replay. When they just stand there and gawk into the monitor for no particular reason. Well, it's 56-50, and there's 11:29 left. I guess the one thing that it could be here, there could be a discrepancy in the time. There could be a discrepancy in the scoring, and I think that might be it now as we look over and we see SID Bill Behrens with the scorebook. There's Al Hansen. There's a couple of other guys holding box scores. If they got any questions, they should just come to me. I could answer them. They had Derek Ronksted with a basket in the first half, and that was wrong. They've changed that now. J.R. Lyle has that basket. But I don't know what else they could be doing over there. Now, I was a little mixed up on the score before. When they had the disallowed free throw, I thought Milwaukee was up 7 at that point. So that might be what they're talking about. There's a bearded kind of Santa Claus / biker looking guy that is running the scoreboard. And he's been slow on the switch the whole time. And I think part of it, though, too, is that the equipment that they have over there is pretty antiquated. I was told that that machine that they're using to put the scores up actually takes floppy disks. Kids Google floppy disks, so you know what those are, because I'm sure many of you have no clue what a floppy disk is. Well, anyway, this really takes the flow out of the game, and for Milwaukee, it's a bad deal. Because the Panthers didn't have much as far as flow in the first half. They kind of hung in there in the first half, whereas Central Michigan was hitting shots. They had pace. The second half has been the opposite story thus far. The second half, it's been Milwaukee that's controlled the tempo. It's been Milwaukee that's had all the momentum, and the Panthers, by virtue of that, have jumped out to a 6-point lead. So now I see Steve Skiles making a 2 sign. So I don't know if J.J. Panoski had his foot on the line for one of the threes that he made, or I'm not sure what the story is. Now Steve Skiles and Rob Jeter talking. Those two obviously very familiar with each other, as Steve Skiles has refereed a ton of games in the Midwest, both in the Big Ten and the Horizon League for many years. They talked with Rob Jeter. He's gone back to his bench. Now they're talking with Keno Davis. A little bit of a chuckle between Keno and... all right, so they did take a basket away. I was right. It was a 7-point game. So now the Panthers lead by 8 with the basketball. They had credited Central Michigan with an extra basket. So I'm not right all the time, kids, but mark this moment. Jeff, mark the tape. All right, back underway. 11:29 to go. Panthers lead by 8 with the basketball. Johnson across half court. Moves to his left. He'll feed left side of the lane. Tybee now. Arians from 15 won't go. Simons secures the rebound. Here come the Chippewas. There's Simmons. Simmons runs into Springs. Now racing to the baseline. Leaves for Simmons. He'll pump the three. Now he'll take the three. He is short. Here comes Johnson on the run as Springs is slowed at the other end. Johnson to the hole, off glass and good. Coast to coast for the little fella. 5 points on the game for Jordan Johnson to go along with 8 assists. No turnovers as of yet. Panthers lead by 10. Stewart on his right to Simons. Further right now, Rayson in front of his own bench. Rayson dribbles to the lane. Rayson, little turnaround up over Johnson, won't go. Tybee high for the rebound for Milwaukee. Here comes Johnson up the floor. Johnson can slow it down. 10.5 minutes left. Panthers lead it by 10. Left side is Wickman on the baseline. Tybee, the pump fake. Madoff glass and good. Tybee 6.5, 11 for the game. Tybee also with 6 rebounds here today. Now Simmons toward the corner. Long cross-court pass for Simons. Simons baseline. Past Tybee. He'll draw the foul. Matt Tybee picks up his second. And that is the 5th on Milwaukee for this half. 8 team fouls already on Central Michigan. Boy, they piled up quickly, too. And now, some weeping and gnashing of teeth coming from the Central Michigan bench. Still pretty good-hearted between Steve Skiles and Keno Davis for now. Austin Stewart with it. Stewart, right side. Stewart working on Arians. Back outside Simmons. 20 on the shot clock. Under 10 minutes to go. Here's Simmons, right side of the lane. Simmons past Springs, won't go. Akeem for the rebound. Akeem is slowed. Akeem was hobbling around after the game yesterday, but he still has managed in this game to get 6 rebounds. There's Arians. Left side, Wickman. Wickman further left now to Tybee. Tybee bounce feed. Springs free throw line left. Springs toward the basket. Feeds Wickman off glass and good. Cody with the left hand. First basket of the second half for Wickman. He's got 10. Panthers lead it by 14. 62-48. I always got to kind of question the scoreboard when I look at it, though. Here's Simmons, right side. Simmons underneath, working on Tybee. Feeds it out to Stewart. Stewart steps inside, back outside. Now Rayson. Rayson, directly in front of me. Hi, Mom. Out top, Rayson, left side. Leaves it for Stewart. Threw it away. Panthers by 14 with the basketball. 8:57 to go here in the second half. Panthers trailed at 35-31 at halftime. They're on a 31-13 run. Springs to the hole. He'll draw the foul. Did not make the shot. Let's see who got it. It's going to be Austin Stewart. Stewart with his first, 9th on the Chippewas. Next foul will give Milwaukee 2 free throws for the remainder. Springs got it in. Springs came in 75%, but he was 0 for 3 yesterday from the line. Uncharacteristically tough day for Akeem Springs. Actually, he ended up going 2 for 5. He was 0 for 3 at one point. Springs made them both. Akeem, 7.5, 9 for the game. 64-48. Panthers all of a sudden lead it by 16. Simmons to the baseline. Simmons fouled by Tybee. Tybee picks up his 3rd. And that's the 6th on Milwaukee for the half. So Rayshawn Simmons to the line. Simmons with 11 here today. I'll make it 12. Panoski comes back in after a rest. JJ having a day. 16 points for the senior out of Broadhead. Simmons got them both, 13 for Rayshawn Simmons. 8:36 to go. Panthers by 14, 64-50. Cross court, Arians to Springs. Akeem back to Arians, left side Jordan Johnson. Johnson works off a screen by Wickman to the baseline. Feeds it in the corner. Arians catch and shoot. Short. Simmons gets the rebound. Meyer back in with the 4 fouls. Stop and start for Simmons. He lost it. Here comes the little fella. Johnson on the run with Meyer down there. Johnson has it blocked by Meyer. Nice athletic play that time by the big fella, Luke Meyer, as he ran it down and got the block without getting the goaltend. Panthers will have it, though, on the inbound. Lyle comes back in for Milwaukee. Wickman sits down. The inbound pass blocked and stolen by Simons. And a foul as they came across half court. Foul's going to be on Jordan Johnson. Probably frustration there, but Jordy picks up his second. 7th on Milwaukee. So that'll be free throws for Central Michigan when we come back. Officials timeout, 7:59 to go in the second half. It is Milwaukee 64, Central Michigan 50. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN. Seventh place game in the Gulf Coast Showcase. Panthers, big second half so far. Braylon Rayson makes the first free throw, but the Panthers trailed by 4 at halftime. They lead it now by 13, 64-51. One more free throw coming for Rayson. Made them both. Rayson with 11. Pressure, as we can expect from Central Michigan, I think, the rest of the game. Springs the inbound, loops it in, stolen away by Kaczynski. There's Stewart. Stewart runs over Springs, offensive foul. Oh no, I thought they called the offensive foul. No, they did. They called the offensive foul. Stewart acting as if they had, Stewart acting as if it was a foul on Milwaukee. Basket does not count. And again, grade schoolers out to mop up the sweat. That's what you call an entry-level position. All right, 64-52, 7:50 to go. Johnson across half court. Johnson throws it in the corner for Springs. 3, long. They'll come the other way. Panthers need to start thinking about running some clock. Rayson, a lot of contact, throws it up, won't go. Tip attempt by Meyer won't fall. Meyer with it again, that won't go. Offensive rebound, Stewart underneath. Stewart blocked by Panoski, and he'll draw the foul. J.J. Panoski picks up his second, 8th on Milwaukee. Well, and this is the thing. And anybody that's seen the style of play that Keno Davis wants to employ, 12 points is not a big lead against these guys. They can make threes. They can press. They can run the floor. Stewart makes the first. The Panthers have to be very conscious. They're going to come out of here with a 10-point lead, but likely into the face of pressure. Once they get the ball across half court, Milwaukee has to be conscious of using just about as much clock as they can every time. Stewart makes them both. So Austin Stewart with 12, and it is once again full court pressure. Scotty Tyler comes back in. He played good minutes for Milwaukee in the first half. Arians will inbound. Panthers will be pressed. Inbound is to Tyler. He'll give it to Johnson across half court. There's the double on Johnson. Back to Tyler. He'll hand it back to Johnson. There's Arians. Lyle with it. Lyle back to Arians. Johnson out top. Panthers still lead at 64-54. Right of the top is Panoski. Further right now, Jordan Johnson. Then Panoski. Johnson at the circle. Off a screen by Tyler. The foul's going to be on Rayson. Braylon Rayson just picked up his third. And they are over the limit. So 2 free throws from here on out for Milwaukee. Johnson to the line. Jordy, 5 points, 9 assists, 1 turnover. It might be 2 now after that inbound. And that might have been the first one. First free throw's good for Johnson. He's got 6. Johnson with 7. Chippewa's up the floor. Panthers up 12, under 7 minutes to go. Left side, Simons. Thought about the 3. Now he'll dribble past Tyler. Feed it off to Scott. Scott with it. Stolen away by Arians. Nice anticipation by the junior from Stoughton. Arians, right at the top, Johnson. Johnson to Panoski near the top. JJ back to J.R. Lyle. Lyle over on the right for Johnson. 10 on the shot clock, 6:27 to go. Now 6 for Johnson. Johnson left side, Johnson to the hole. Scoop, scores! The little fella in the land of the Giants once again. 9 points rather for Jordan Johnson. Panthers by 14, 68-54. Simmons, right side of the lane. Looking, back outside Stewart. Stewart takes left side of the lane. He'll give to Scott for the jam. Deron Scott getting out some pent-up aggression apparently. Won't have to take a trip to his therapist this week. 12-point game, 5:40 to go. Out top, Panoski. On the right side is Lyle. Lyle back to Panoski. Inside Arians. Nice touch pass. Tyler to the hole. Can't get it. Gets his own rebound. That won't go and crotches it. Substitutes now for Central Michigan as Scott and Stewart come out. Kaczynski and Meyer back in. So it's Kaczynski, Meyer, Simons, Simmons, and Rayson on the floor for the Chippewas. Lobbed in for Panoski in the lane. JJ, 1 dribble. Now back to Johnson. Panthers got it on the alternate possession when it got crotched. Right side, Arians. 3 ball. Off the heel. Tip up by Tyler, won't go. Rebound Kaczynski. They'll come the other way. 12-point game. Rayson leaves it for Simons. In and out. Another rebound for Arians. Austin doing a nice job on the boards today. Austin Arians with 5 rebounds. 12-point Milwaukee lead, 4:49 left. And a timeout on the floor. First time called timeout of the half We'll take one too. 4:48 to go. It is Milwaukee 68, Central Michigan 56. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN.
Drive with
have to be 21 or older. Panthers lead at 68-56, 4:48 to go here in the second half. Milwaukee with the basketball. Johnson across half court on the dribble. Johnson right side for Panoski. JJ lobs it down to Springs underneath, and he was held by Simmons. Rayshawn Simmons with the foul. That is his third, and they are over the limit. So 2 more free throws for Akeem Springs. Springs, 3 for 3 from the stripe so far. He's got 9 points. 3 rebounds for Akeem. 10 points now. Made them both. Panthers by 14, 4:37 to go. Here's Simmons. Right side of the lane, Simmons, little runner off the glass, won't go. Springs another rebound. Clock is Milwaukee's friend at this juncture and an enemy of the Chippewas. Springs leaves it for Arians. Arians dribbles between the circles, left side, Tybee now left side of the lane. Panoski, JJ spinning toward the hole. In traffic, puts it up, won't go. Springs had his hands on it. Panoski gets it off glass, that won't fall. The Panthers continue to have problems putting the ball in on the inside. Rayson, stop and start. That'll be a foul on Jordan Johnson as he got there late. Jordy picks up his third. 9th on Milwaukee. Might only be the 8th. 8th foul on the Panthers. So Braylon Rayson goes to the line. That's the only thing about fouling at this point. The only thing that can really get you now with Central Michigan is the pressure, which they're going to employ after the made free throws, and them scoring when the clock is stopped. And that's what they're doing here. Rayson got them both. Braylon Rayson with 13. Panthers break the pressure. Arians to Tybee, he'll bring it across. Right side, Springs. 3:50 to go from Estero. Panthers trying to get out of here with 1 win. So are the Chippewas, for that matter. 2 pretty good teams playing for 7th place. This was a really well-matched tournament. A lot of very even teams in this thing. Here's Johnson underneath. Johnson, no man's land. 2 seconds on the clock, and Panoski was fouled. And I think that was Kaczynski on the foul. Josh Kaczynski picking up his third. JJ will go to the line when we come back. 3:31 to go in the second half. It is Milwaukee 70, Central Michigan 58. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN.
drive with four-wheel drive.
Panthers lead at 70-58, 3:31 to go. J.J. Panoski at the line, missed the free throw. J.J. doesn't miss very often. 80% free throw shooter coming in. Panoski now 4 of 5 from the stripe today. He missed them both. Loose ball, Simons. They'll come the other way, down 12. There's still time for Central Michigan. Simons, cross-court feed, Stewart. Meyer still in there. Meyer leaves it for Rayson. Rayson to the hole, won't go. Meyer over the back, that'll do it. He's been trying to get that over the back foul for about the last 5 minutes. And Luke Meyer has been disqualified from this contest. So Meyer fouls out. 5 points, 8 rebounds. You know, and I mean, I think they do give you a little leeway when you've got 4 fouls. Maybe they shouldn't. But, yeah, Meyer probably could have gotten called for over the back a few times. So he leaves. Pretty good ball game, good player. I think these guys are going to be really good. They just had a rough week here in Florida, but I still think they're a pretty good team. Panoski makes the first. JJ now with 17. $18 for Panoski as he gets back on track from the line. Now 6 of 8. 72-58, 14-point game, 3:09 to go. Moving left, Simmons. Simmons to the basket. Simmons stopped by Panoski. Gets it back out to Simons. Simons, going to be a foul on Tybee, his 4th. Fourth on Tybee, 10th on Milwaukee, so it'll be 2 free throws from here on out for the Chippewas as well. Simons makes the first. John Simons had those 2 early threes. Haven't really heard from him since. He does have 7 rebounds in the game. Now he's got 8 points. It's back to a 12-point game, and the inbound pass tipped by the Chippewas. Panthers will inbound at side court. 3 minutes to go, Milwaukee up 12. Tybee will inbound. Gets it across quickly to Arians. Now to Springs to the hole and good. Panthers take advantage. Akeem Springs. He's got 13. 74-60, 2:45 to go. Simmons in the lane, bounces off Panoski. Basket won't count. 2 free throws coming for Rayshawn Simmons after the foul on Panoski, his 3rd. .242 left. And Keno Davis now another point of parliamentary procedure with our official. You got to believe he's probably pretty frustrated after the last 3 days. Simmons makes the first. Rayshawn Simmons now 6 of 7 from the line, 12 points. He missed that one. Panoski with the rebound, throws it quickly to Johnson. Johnson will take his time. Simmons out on him now, pressuring the basketball. Panoski with the screen. Simmons tried to sell it. Johnson to the hole. He got it. Jordan Johnson, as the officials were not buying that from Simmons for a second. He's very upset. Rayson to the hole. Rayson throws it up, won't go, but he'll draw the foul. That's going to be another one on Panoski. That'll be 4 on JJ. Panoski picks up his 4th. You might have heard Rob Jeter saying, "No way." So once again, shockingly enough, the officials not making friends with either head coach in this contest. Rayson to the line. Right around his season average. He just went over it. He's got 14. Braylon Rayson, tough day shooting, 4 of 17. He's still got 14 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. Panoski comes out. Brett Prawl making his first appearance of the game. Also, Akeem Springs comes out. J.R. Lyle back in. Keno Davis having a little chuckle over there right now with the official. Rayson makes the second. They'll pressure. Tybee running the end line. Throws to Arians. Panthers will bring it across, and the clock isn't running. Now it is. Yeah. Game ops has been interesting here in Estero. That's for sure. And I don't think they've done anything that's directly affected the outcome yet, so I guess we can chuckle about it. You know, I mean, you don't let the clock run in a 13-point game. It's not the biggest thing in the world. If it is indeed a 13-point game, we're all a little skeptical about that. Brock Stull coming in. Austin Arians sits down. So Rob Jeter going to hand it to some of the reserves here down the stretch. Wants to get a little bit of rest for his guys. They're going to have an extended period of rest anyway, but there's some tired legs in that starting lineup. We played 8 games in 13 days. It's a pretty brutal schedule for a college team, including 2 stretches like the one we're just finishing now, where they played 3 games in 3 days. Tybee, the only regular in there right now with Johnson. Tybee, Johnson, Lyle, Prawl, and Stull for Milwaukee. Under 2 minutes to go now. Panthers lead by 13. Johnson. He'll leave it for Prawl. Now back to Johnson. Johnson down the lane. Johnson lost it. He'll save it to Stull. Stull with it to the goal. Stull a little bit short. Loose ball. Scott comes out of there with it. Knocked away from Scott. And they got a foul on somebody. Brett Prawl picks up the foul. His first. Panthers over the limit. So 1:42 left. Deron Scott to the line. Thinking this is his first trip to the stripe today. Yeah, Scott has not been to the free throw line yet. Oops. Second air ball of the game from the line. He's struggled a bit from the line. He's 22.2% coming in. Got the second. The shimmy helped. I think the shimmy really helped him out. 3 points for Deron Scott. That is knocked away by Stewart as the, you know, this is going to be their style. Everybody that plays Central Michigan has to realize that they're going to pressure you down the stretch. They're going to pressure you to the very end. That's the kind of basketball that Keno Davis wants to play. Tybee comes out, Studer in, so it's Studer, Prawl, Johnson, Lyle, and Stull. Here comes Johnson across half court. A lot of contact. He'll get it to Dan Studer. In the corner with it is Stull. Stull with it. Back out to Studer. Studer back to Johnson. 1:25 to go. Simons with the foul, his fourth. Well, I wonder if he makes these free throws if we get to a point where Keno Davis just decides to call off the dogs, because it's a 12-point game with 1:24 left. And Johnson keeps it interesting as he misses one. Jordy, 12 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds in this game. Deron Scott out and Kaczynski back in. Makes the second. Jordan Johnson now with 12. Here's Simmons, past Stull, up off glass and good. Rayshawn Simmons, they're going to pressure. There's Johnson. Johnson battles his way out. It's a jump ball, so Central Michigan will get it back. 1:14 to go, and it's an 11-point game, 77-66. And on the floor for Milwaukee, not a ton of experience right now with the exception of Tybee. Looped into Simons. Simons back to Stewart. Stewart, right side of the lane. Stewart underneath. He slipped. Lobs it back out to Rayson. Rayson on the baseline. Rayson up in the air. Won't go, but he'll draw the foul. 1:03 to go. And Rayson can bring them back to within single digits. So my question about Keno calling off the dogs, probably shouldn't. Braylon Rayson makes the first. He's now 7 of 7 from the line, 15.6 rebounds and an assist. Got them both. 16 for Rayson. They'll pressure again. Only a 9-point game. Studer gets it into Lyle. Lyle with it. Lyle throws it back to Johnson. Knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Milwaukee basketball. 59.2 seconds to go. And I think Rob Jeter going to try and hasten some of his regulars from the bench as he'll take a timeout. 77-68. I think he wanted A, to get some rest for his regulars, and B, to get some big play, big game experience for some of his bench guys. But within single digits now, and we've seen how these pressure teams can get on a roll. You get a team like this on a roll, you don't want to take any chances. So 59.2 seconds left. Let's see how many of the starters are back in for Milwaukee when we reconvene. .2 seconds to go. Thanks to everybody for tuning in today. Most of you are Milwaukee Panther fans, some of you Chippewas fans. Thanks to all of you for joining us today. Pretty fun ball game. Not over yet. 59.2 seconds to go. Milwaukee by 9. Pressure coming from Central Michigan. Tybee looking, bounce feed, gets it into Johnson. Johnson splits the defense, he gets fouled. It's going to be Kaczynski picking up his 4th. So Jordan Johnson has to go to the line, and this is familiar territory for Milwaukee. As Jordan Johnson was on the line to wrap up at least 2 of the 3 games out in California, and he's back there again. Makes the first. He is now 5 of 8 from the line today, 13 points. Got them both. 14 for Jordan Johnson. 11-point game again. Simmons spinning in the lane. Simmons underneath, throws it up, count it in the foul. It's just like hitting a 3. Rayshawn Simmons comes down, draws the foul on J.R. Lyle, his 3rd. So now it's a 9-point game. It's going to be an 8-point game very quickly. So what was a pretty large margin for Milwaukee turning into a bit of a nail-biter here late. Simmons makes the free throw. Rayshawn Simmons, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And now Akeem Springs back in. So 4 of the Panthers' 5 starters back in when it looked like they were going to get some rest at the end of this thing, but it's never over when you're playing one of these pressure teams. Into Johnson, he gets fouled. So Jordan Johnson, once again, going to have to make his free throws. Braylon Rayson picks up his 4th. Johnson to the line. 6 of 9 from the line so far, 14 points. Needs one more assist for a double-double, but it's going to be hard to get it when he gets fouled every time he gets the ball. Missed the free throw. Second free throw coming from Johnson. Missed them both. They'll come the other way quickly. Here's Simmons again. Simmons to the hole. Simmons up off glass and good. It's a 6-point game. Suddenly a 2-possession game, and Keno Davis takes time out. So Central Michigan making a late surge in this one. The Panthers took over this game early in the second half with a run that took them from being down 4 at halftime to, for a time, being up by 14. And they were up 14 a couple of times here in the second half. But now it's 79-73. 44.4 seconds left. Panthers need to hit their free throws. And Jordan Johnson, normally reliable at the line, just missed a pair. Panthers are going to need to get the ball in, and whoever gets fouled is going to have to make their throws. And I think this thing is going to go like this all the way till the end. And they're going to end up shooting a tremendous number of free throws. They just have to make enough to secure the win here. Panthers 17 of 24 from the line. Central Michigan's actually gotten to the line quite a bit. They're 22 of 26 from the line in this game. So it'll be Tybee, Arians, Springs, Lyle, and Johnson for Milwaukee. Tybee looking. His inbound pass is blocked. Simmons has got it. Simmons with it with 40 seconds to go. Simmons looking. There's Rayson. Rayson. Timeout called by Keno Davis as Rayson was on his way to the hole. And Keno Davis takes a timeout. His team with a chance to get within 4. They can get within 3 if they can get a look from three-point range. And there's 36.4 seconds left in this game. .4 seconds left. Nothing is easy here in Estero, Florida. Panthers with some key guys in foul trouble as well. Panoski and Tybee both with 4. 3 apiece for Johnson and Lyle. Not ready to start talking about overtime yet. Oh my God. Did I even mention that already? Oy. Simmons the inbound. Simmons lobs it out to Simons. Now back to Simmons. Simmons takes it to the hole. Simmons off glass and good. 4-point game. 31.4 seconds left. Another timeout for Keno Davis. So Rob Jeter, some coaching now with Akeem Springs off of that screen. 31.4 seconds to go, and it's a 4-point game. Panthers led by as many as 14. I was just sending out scoring updates to somebody. With 3:31 to go, it was 70-58. A 17-9 run by the Chippewas has brought them to within 4. Panthers again with Arians, Tybee, Johnson, and Springs. Now a held ball will go back to Milwaukee if that were to happen. Arians to inbound. Scott with all that length, and the inbound is to Johnson. He's fouled immediately. Austin Stewart with the foul, his second. They've been over the limit a while. No, third on Stewart. My bad. So that is 26 fouls now on Central Michigan. 20 have been called on Milwaukee. Jordan Johnson to the line. Missed his last 2. Makes the first. Johnson with 15. Kaczynski and Kaczynski comes back in for Scott. They'll bring in Scott to defend the inbound. Made them both. 16 for Jordan Johnson, 81-75. Simmons quickly across half court. Simons thought about the three, pumps it, steps inside, leaves it back for Simmons. Simmons, long three, that's going to be short. Rebound, battled for, loose underneath. Tybey's got it. Tybey for Milwaukee, and he'll draw the foul. Tybey will go to the line. And a big play that time for Milwaukee. As you could see, Keno Davis at this point wanted to get a good look from three. Simmons maybe not the guy that he wanted taking that shot. Ended up taking about a 27-footer. But you get to a certain point in this foul game where you have to hit the three. You have to get that extra shot. Tybey makes the first. Tired legs on Matt Tybey today. He's got 12. 7 rebounds for the senior out of Urbandale, Iowa. And got them both. Here come the Chippewas quickly across half court. An 8-point game now. Kaczynski's three. He got it. Kaczynski with Arians all over him. Inbound pass taken by Lyle. Lyle throws it up to Arians. Arians saves it back to Johnson. A wild play, and the Panthers are going to end up going to the line. The inbound pass was kind of thrown to an area of the floor. J.R. Lyle crossed it down. Then he winged it down the floor to Austin Arians. Arians had to save the ball. It went out to Johnson, but it ends up in the long run that Milwaukee is going to get free throws and likely hang on to win this. Jordy just missed another free throw. Johnson now 8 of 14 from the line today. It's a guy that came in over 85% from the line. Got it. Back to a 6-point game with 4.4 seconds left. Rayson across half court. Rayson rises, fires. Not going to go. Rebound, that'll do it. Maybe more of a heart stopper than it needed to be, but the Panthers will come out of this tournament with a win. Final score, Milwaukee 84 and Central Michigan 78. When we come back, we'll have the postgame show. You're listening to Panther Basketball on News Talk 1130 WISN.
This is the home of UWM.